Hi there, welcome back to another video with the Mualani. I am just learning the second half of the Season of Fates, TFT Fates. It released last week. I believe it's called Festival of the Beasts. Uh, and this is just how I'm learning it. It's how I learned every season of TFT so far. I will not be going much into the items. I will say this though, this needlessly large rod here that I just picked up. Look, it's that like pink circle thing. Grab that if you can from the carousels. That is the number one item, it seems like. Absolute best item so far in this second half of the season. Now, if you were with me before, if you watched any of my videos before in the first half of the season, the mechanics are still the same. I'll go over the mechanics again in case you're new to TFT, if you're feeling lost or overwhelmed. I can just kind of explain what everything does. So what just dropped is a loot orb. They can be blue like this, or they can be white, or they can be yellow. Now the yellow ones will drop either... Now the loot orbs drop gold, items, or champions. The yellow ones are the biggest ones, so they will either drop better champions, or they'll drop like the rare items, or lots of gold. Kind of some combination of those. Alright. Now up top you'll notice it says 1-3. So this is just where you can keep track of the rounds and what's happening. These first 3 rounds are the same, or the first 4 rounds technically, because that carousel is around. They're the same in every single match. These first 3 are the NPC rounds where you kill NPCs. You get the loot orbs. Alright. Now, and I'll explain it when it changes here. It's about to change and show a different bar. Now at the bottom here you have your shop. The shop will be, it's the same mechanic in every game you play. It will always have 5 cards, and it will always refresh at the end of every round, the rounds being up top here, unless you hit this little lock button, and you can lock your current store if there's something on there that you want to buy but you don't have the gold for. But I didn't want to do that, so that's why I didn't. Alright. Now, another mechanic is this, the Fates. It's the same as the first half of the season. That is a mechanic specific to this season of TFT. Chosen champions have a chance to appear in the shop. They will be 2-star, meaning they will be, you need 3 of the 1-star in order they combine to make a 2-star. Now, if one of the chosen champions appears in your shop, it will be a 2-star and it will cost what a 2-star would cost you. So it will be more expensive. And it has a +1 to the marked trait. That +1 is going to be a +1 to one of these that shows up on the left. And it's a way to get like kind of +1 on some of these builds. It can be kind of neat. Alright, and hey, there we go. There's the Vanguard. So for right now, I am just putting all the 2-stars that I can on the board. I'm not specifically going for any one thing. Early on, the 2-stars just by themselves can be really powerful. Now, I'm not going to stick with Vanguard, I don't think. Although, maybe I will. Okay, so there are 7 Vanguard. And with, let's see, so I could get 8, and they get 1,000 armor and 100 magic resist. Well, you know, maybe I will. So typically what I tend to do is I tend to pick one champion, and I tend to focus on that one champion. And that's how I learn it. I'm familiar already with a lot of the Vanguards. A lot of them, if they weren't in the season before, or the Fates before, then I've seen, like Nautilus was in a previous season altogether. So I'm actually kind of familiar with a lot of the Vanguards. That being the case, I might actually explain some of the items. So if that's the case, now this Shyvana is a really, really popular choice. Brawler can be tough to go right now because everybody's wanting to go Brawler. Set is still really popular. He's a 5-cost champion, and the Shyvana is really popular. So Brawler, if you're trying to go Brawler, just know that you're probably going to have some competition, which means that these cards all pull from the same pool. And if you're going something that a lot of people are going, you're not going to see as much of it. So you're going to wind up seeing stuff that people aren't going more. Um, and Brawler is just one that a lot of people are going. And the Dragon Soul is also really popular. Like, he's going Dragon Soul, those champions are Dragon Soul. Alright, now I said I was going to explain the bar at the top here. So after we got out of those first 3 rounds, it changes to this, and it looks like this for every round in the future. The double cross sword is the PvP where you're actually playing against another player. As you can see, that's the player there on the right corner. They can move their little legend around if they want to. So you'll sometimes see that little legend moving around. All right. Like I said, this needlessly large rod. If you get a chance to grab it, just grab it. It's absolutely kind of number one in terms of items to grab off the carousel. And since I'm so over here on the right, it shows you all 8 players that you're playing against. It shows you their hit points. I'm at 88. Uh, and the people that are at the bottom, it shows it in order. The people that are at the top have the most hit points. The people at the bottom have the least hit points. And the people at the bottom 2 get to pick first on the carousel. So there can be kind of a strategy for going to the bottom of the carousel just to grab stuff. I'm not keeping Tomcat, so we'll go ahead and sell him. And some people will do that, but the danger is that you drop. I'll keep grabbing the Narcissus for now. We may or may not keep him. We'll see. We do have, so we've got 7. Which means we can get up to level 8, which means we can, or level 9, which means we can have 9 champs total, and there are 7 Vanguard, so I'll have 2 left over for something else. I'm probably going to save those for some other 5-cost champs. We'll just see how it goes when we get there. Alright. Now then, I'll kind of explain some of the other mechanics here on the bottom. And here next to the gold, or well, I'm going to scroll over the gold and explain the gold here. So the gold, you can scroll over it to see where you're getting your gold from each round. The passive income, at the beginning of the game, it's only like 2, and then it goes up to 3. Then I'm not sure if there's a 4 or if it just jumps to 5. But 5 is where it caps for the passive income, and so it'll be 5 for the rest of the game. That interest, right now I'm only getting +2. You get 1 interest per round per 10 gold that you have, and that's indicated here by on the left. You can see I've got the 2 pods. Since I'm at 27, I'm only getting the 2 interest. I tend to like to get up to 50 gold before I spend the gold over here on the left. Just to get that extra. Okay, so let me finish explaining. So I tend to like to get up to 50 gold before I spend, but I always spend for these, the Krugs. These are always the NPCs that are at round 2-7. They are kind of tanky, they hit hard, and they can be kind of hard if you're not level 5. Especially if you don't have any 2 stars. Now, I technically didn't need to go up to level 5. I could have stayed lower. Um, oh boy. Um, and now switch it over to round 3, and as you can see, it's got the same, the double swords for PvP. You've got your carousel round that's in the middle, more PvP, and then these NPCs are the Merc Wolves. They're assassins, so they jump to your back line, and they'll take out your 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 uh, your back line. And these NPCs are kind of designed to, so the Krugs are kind of tanky. You need to be able to take out some tanks but on round 2-7, and then come round 3-7, you need to be able to deal with assassins who take out your back line. So it's just kind of it's sort of a teaching you how to play, how to defend, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think of who. My last two are going to be, and I'm kind of looking at my items. All right. So that's why I'm still not doing much. I'm waiting to get to 50 gold here before I really go nuts. Now I do need to get some damage out there. That is the problem with going with Vanguard. Yes, they don't take a lot of damage, but they also don't deal a lot of damage. So I need some champs to deal some damage. Alright. So now I've kind of explained some of the mechanics. So down here on the bottom left... Oh, nice. There's another... You know, we're just going to get him in there and go ahead and sell Maokai. So now we've got 4 Piece Vanguard, which I'll explain kind of left here in a sec, but I want to finish explaining on the bottom here. So on the bottom here on the left, it shows you your levels. So level 5, you can have 1 hero on the board per level that you are, unless you get a double spatula item, and then you can have the double spatula item makes it so that you can have an extra person on the board. You max out at level 9, so 9 is the maximum unless you have those double spatula items. Now you can spend gold to buy experience. You get 4 gold per 4 experience per 4 gold spent. So that's a good way to spend your resources. You can also, for 2 gold, refresh. That refreshes the shop. So you can rotate through to try to get some different cards if you want to. And this is kind of how you spend your resources. And I get up to 50 gold and I stay, like I won't drop below 50 gold now. And I stay there and I will move up. Okay. So something that I absolutely have to get is a belt. I'll explain why here in a sec. So because I'm still at the bottom 2 pick first, and then it's the next 2, then these 2, and then the top 2 pick last. It's done that way so that the people on top can't just keep getting stronger and stronger. The people at the bottom get the better item picks. And on the carousels, you typically want to go for items over champions. The items are a little bit more important. Unless this next round, 4-4 will be the first one that has the 5-cost champion. If there's a 5-cost champion that you need in your build, absolutely go for it. Alright. You know what? Before we do that, I want to see damage over 5 seconds to the enemy with the highest percent health. Okay, so we're going to stick this on Okay. Oh, Vanguard. Nice. Vanguard. Okay, so now over here on the left, you'll see I've got four-piece Vanguard, two-piece Divine. So this is where you can kind of see this is what you actually have on the board. These are the traits that you have on the board. On the bottom, like the Warlord, the Siphoner, the Fabled, you'll see 1 out of 3, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3, and it's kind of grayed out. I don't actually, I'm not getting those bonuses because I don't have enough champs on the board to get the bonus. Let me finish re-rolling here. And we will go ahead and get Mystic. But the ones that I am getting are the ones that are on the top here. So the Vanguard, I've got the 4-piece, so that's what is indicated by the 4. Champ, they gain bonus armor and magic resist, and right now they're each getting 250 armor and 40 magic resist. Divine, upon attacking 6 times or dropping below 50% health, Divine champions remove all crowd control and ascend, taking 45% reduced damage and dealing 45% bonus true or damage for the duration. And that is the 2 Divine that I have on the board are Nasus and Wukong. And when I scroll over Divine, you'll see they're kind of highlighted both on my backboard and on my actual board. All right. Oh, there's a very nice. All right. So on the bottom, when I'm re-rolling, I'm just looking for the keyword. I'm looking for Vanguard. I'm also looking for the 2 Mystics that I have. Okay, let's be honest. We're not going to keep Nasus. Oop. And I'm going to keep looking for... I'm looking for Vanguard. Okay. So I will go ahead and we are getting a lot of DPS type items. So put some DPS items on Wukong there. Okay, so the other thing that I did have, and I will have again, is Mystic. All allies gain magic resist. At 2 pieces, just 40 magic resist, but it helps give my Vanguards that extra magic resist, make them a lot more survivable. I may or may not be keeping the Mystic bonus. I'm probably not. I really need to get some DPS in there. And once I get 8 Vanguard, they're getting 100 magic resist anyway. Although, Nico does do some damage. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. You know what? I'll sell to get back up to 50 gold here. Slayer. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna keep the Mystic. Oh, shoot. Alrighty. So now, this round 4 is the last round where we're off the carousel and off the NPCs where we're going to be getting these half items. After that, it will be full items off both the carousel and the NPCs. So round 4-7 is kind of the last round where I'll keep my stuff over here on the left without combining, just to see what I'm getting. Once I get what I'm getting, then I go ahead and put everything on the board, craft everything. Something else you can do is over here on the right, you can kind of click on, so the guy in first, you can kind of click on him, see what he's going. And when you click on somebody, the bonuses that you see on the left are the bonuses that they have. So he's going Assassin, Siphoner. He's probably setting up with Swain and Divine. Alright. And you can also, at the very top here, there's 2 buttons. So the one with the people, that shows you the people. If you hit the damage, it shows you your team and who's doing all the damage. It's because so the Wukong's doing all the damage because I've got the damage items on him. We haven't done much re-rolling because we're trying to get up to level 8 really before we re-roll. To get our yellow tank is Olaf, and we want to get our percent chance to get him up before we do a bunch of re-rolling. And we're still doing okay on hit points. We're at 45. Oof, he just got a gold Jarvan. That's not good. So the gold Jarvan, it spams whenever they get level up or get a star up, so they star up the Jarvan. So he's going Warlord. Okay. And just everybody's going with Shyvana, and they're going that particular, like the Rage Blade build on her. So if you can somehow slow their attack speed, those are good things to get. Now, I'm already really tanky. I don't think I'm going to grab him. He can do a lot of damage. And it would be denial for all the folks going Brawler. You know what? Maybe I should grab him. cancel to get duelist, go mage. That might just sit there. So we'll go ahead and do Rabadons. And do that. Okay. Do a little re-rolling here. See, I mean, just everybody's going Shyvana. And always with they put the recurve bow items on her, so for the attack speed. You know, I think we're gonna go him over the boss. Oh, we're not keeping. Oh shoot! I should have gotten rid of Nasus instead of. Oh well. So Yone gets the exile, and as long as he has no adjacent allies at the start of combat, he gets a shield equal to 50% of his maximum health. All right. So when you get up to level 9, that's when you get the highest percent chance for the yellows, and that's kind of what my plan was to fill in the rest of my ranks with yellows, because they're going to be doing the most. Daredevil is a unique trait, so is the boss. Exile is not unique. You can have 2 of them. But so you've got some kind of unique fun stuff at level 9. Alright. There he is. And you know what? There's another boss, so I think I will go... so now we have the 8-piece Vanguard and we've got our build. And I'm going to go ahead and do... get set up there. And we stuck Cho'Gath in to give Set the 2-piece Brawler bonus. So what Set does is... I'll leave it over so you can read if you want. I do need to grab some guys here. Alright. And... I think we'll go... Oh, shoot. Well, we do have an Ornn, and Ornn is really unique. So I'll leave it over here so you can read. But he basically, the more combats he's in, he creates items for you that you can equip on your guys. With an Ornn, you don't typically want to fill your guys up, and I just did. So that's not good, but that's okay. We have plenty of other champs that we can put that stuff on when he does produce it. But so the 8-piece Vanguard, so now they each have 1,000 armor and 100 magic resist, so they are tanky, they're tough to kill. And with the Set, we have a bit of damage. Okay. Gonna do a little re-rolling here. Cho'Gath. So I never saw more than one Nautilus. Well, I may have seen some Nautiluses early on and not realized it. I was not thinking about grabbing him. He's a new Vanguard in the second half of the season, so I wasn't thinking about that. So he may remain a 1-star. So a big thing that you want in this season is anti-heal. A lot of people are doing, they put some sort of healing on their carries. The other thing is you either need a way to stay alive or... Oh, and there's my... Very nice. There's my item. Yeah, so I'm going to lock it because I want to keep Set on the bar there. Alright, so here is our first artifact, and you can tell it's got the red border around it. That's how you can tell the artifacts from the regular items. Enemies who damage the wearer have their attack speed slowed by 50% for 2 seconds. After being slowed this way 5 times, the attacker is frozen for the duration instead. An enemy can only be frozen once every 10 seconds. So we will go ahead and stick that on... We'll stick that on Braum. Nice, very nice. Don't mind if I do. So we have a spatula just sitting there that's being wasted, and now we can get a double spatula item, so we can get an additional person on the board. So that's always fun. Alright, so kind of another mechanic. Over here on the right, you'll notice there's only 3 of us left. If you get into the top 4, it's considered a win. So if you're doing ranked, the top 4 is when you'll gain LP, bottom 4 is when you lose LP. And the closer to, so if you go out 4th or 5th, you'll gain or lose you'll gain the least LP, you'll also lose the least LP. If you take 1st, you will gain the most LP. If you take 8th, you'll lose the most LP. So it's kind of, the middle of the spectrum. You don't move much, but if you take 1st or 8th, it can be on a yo-yo ride. If you're just playing normal games, LP doesn't matter. The LP is only if you're doing ranked. But the top 4 still counts as wins for if you have some of the TFT missions, or if you get a pass for LOL. Then it counts as wins for that as well to get the tokens, whether you're doing normal or ranked. Okay. Oh, nice. There's Cho'Gath. Yeah, I wanted to get my gold Garen. It's really late in the game, so the gold Garen's not going to be superb, but every little bit helps. And I am glad we went with set for denial. This guy went brawler, so he can't get a gold set. There's only 10 of each of the gold cards in the entire pool for everybody to buy. One person can get a gold, but it's extremely unlikely if anybody else is buying that same champ. So it's a good defensive thing to buy the yellow champs. Alright, and there is Aatrox. You know what? I really want to get my gold Ornn, or silver Ornn. So I'm going to keep rerolling. Did I get my Cho'Gath silver already? I did. Okay. There's the Yone. Okay, let's look at, so the wearer's attacks and spell damage, shred enemy armor, magic resist. Yeah, we're gonna put that on Yone. And we'll give him an extra item. So Set, he, as he takes damage, he goes and does push-ups on the side so to do extra damage. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, please thumbs up it. If you enjoy what I'm producing, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, we'll see you again next video.